Welcome back. It's Stay the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. We want to thank you so much for joining us here as we broadcast live on the campus of the Norfolk State University, home of the Spartan Nations at WNSB Hot Dating 1, the soul of VA. Look, I'm glad to be back on the air. We were out last week because I was recovering from COVID. I want you to make sure that everybody, make sure you still protect yourself out there. Even if you're vaccinated, upped and boosted up, you can still catch it. But thank God for medicine, thank God for science, thank God for vaccines. We're back live with a clean bill of health. And look, I just want to give a shout out to all the Spartans out there. The Battle of the Bay was yesterday. Listen, Hampton Roads converged on the campus of Norfolk State. It was a battle between the Hampton Pirates and the Norfolk State University Spartans. Even though the Pirates came out on top, we still won the Battle of the Bands. The fifth quarter was epic. So, once again, that's in the history books. But we do it every year. That's how we do it here in Hampton Roads. And you know what? How else we do it? We got our producer here on the Wheels of Steel, Marvin Folks, also known as DJ Scandalous. You can hear live on the radio from 2 to 6 p.m. on this station. And, we were just talking earlier about how Hampton Roads, not only we have great people, great food, great culture, but we also have great foundations. And we've been having this conversation last month, and we're continuing this month, about 757 foundations, people that are doing great things, that are from this area, that are not forgetting great things in business and sports and all genres of facets of life, right? But they're not forgetting about where they came from. And today we're extremely happy to have with us on air a young man that embodies just that, who didn't forget where he came from, a hometown native, Portsmouth, Virginia, Hampton Roads bred, who said, you know what, I'm going to give back to my community. We have none other than NBA superstar, Dallas Mavericks star, Portsmouth native, Dorian Finney Smith. Mr. Smith, thank you so much for joining us on Stay the Water.
How you doing?
Hey, look, we're doing good. We're doing good. How you doing over there?
I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. Well, listen, one thing I realized is that people from Hampton Roads, they like to give back to their community. Like they represent, whether it's you, whether it's Pharrell, whether it's Missy Elliott, whether it's Teddy Riley, it doesn't matter. You guys always give back and give a shout out. Yes.
No, that's what it's about, man. We was fortunate enough to, to get where we are, but it's time at some point you got to go back and start motivate the youth.
Absolutely. I don't know if you've seen this portrait, but usually what happens is there's this portrait where you got this person, there's this hand that's reaching back over the wall to another hand, and it talks about don't always bring somebody else forward.
Right.
And when I think about, what you've been doing the last 5 years with your foundation, for me, that's what I see. You reaching back, bringing other kids over that wall that you were able to come over.
Yep.
Look, tell us a little bit before we get into your foundation. Again, you're a proud Portsmouth native. You always rep Portsmouth, no matter where you're at. P-Town, as we call it, right?
Yep. Yeah. You know it.
So look, tell us a little bit about growing up in P-Town.
Growing up in Portsmouth, I had a single mom. Portsmouth ain't too big. We ain't have it all. Probably, which is like 70% of Portsmouth. But, growing up in Portsmouth, it's like a family. It's a lot of pride in the city, especially when I was there, when we was playing in them states.
Right.
The city was behind us, 1,000%. But I'm just trying to do my part, man. I feel like it takes a community to raise these kids. So I'm just trying to tap back in and, get the city back to where, how it was when I was growing up. I feel like it's, the city been crying for help since I've been gone, with a lot of crime going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And
But like you said, I grew up all around Portsmouth, from Washington Park to Churchland to Prentice. So I'm from the whole Portsmouth, ain't but too big. You could drive from the north to the down, from
right.
Churchland to downtown in 10 minutes, which is the whole Portsmouth. So Portsmouth ain't but too big. But I feel like if everybody do their job, we can. We could turn it around and have a great functioning community.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned that. You said it's only about 10 minutes from north to south, from the top to downtown. But it's just like so much, when I look at Portsmouth, it's like so much talent that has come out of Portsmouth. And then, even when we, go back and take a look, Portsmouth it's tons of basketball talent, tons of sports talent, tons of music talent, tons of talent in our churches and people that sing and so forth. But everybody doesn't have that straight shot to success and stardom. Tell our listeners a little bit about how you got from Portsmouth to the NBA, because your journey wasn't a straight shot.
Nah, obviously, like you said, I played for 4 different head coaches in college. I transferred. I did a year at Virginia Tech, 4 years at Florida. I broke my hand my last year at Florida, so I had to stay an extra year. I went undrafted, and I was the 15th man to make the roster. I ended up starting by year 3. I still played like 60 games as a rookie.
Wow.
I ended up starting half of the year, my second year, and then the rest is history. But I had a great support system, man. My mom stayed on me. My friends, all of them motivated me to keep going. Nobody ever let me doubt myself. So you got to have great people around you who pushing you, and also keeping your head straight. I always came back home. They kept pushing me away from Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I miss coming home. I'm a mama's boy, and going to school all the way in Florida. I always wanted to come home, but like I said, they made sure I didn't want to come home.
No doubt. Look, shout out to the SEC. We got Gators in my house.
Come on now.
Yeah, they spent about 8 years in Gainesville. So
okay, yeah, we got to bounce back from that loss against Kentucky, but
right.
Last night, yesterday was a good win.
Hey, no doubt. And look, I'm a grad school. I'm grad school LSU, so I'm a Tiger.
Ah, man, come on now.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Who won the game yesterday between North State and him?
Man, look, Battle of the Bay went to the Pirates this year, brother. but look, like I tell everybody,
that's big where we from. No matter what's going on, what's going on when they play each other. Absolutely.
But you know who won the Battle of the Bands though, which is most important. The Legion. No doubt. So,
all right.
So when you talk about your journey, you went through a lot of adversity, and one thing about playing college ball and being in college is that things change quick, right?
Yep.
And one day you up, one day you down. And listen, you in one of the biggest markets, one of the biggest sports in the world, sports leagues, and look, they loving you because you hit the game winner, and then next game they hate you because you threw it away.
Yeah, that's part of the game, man. You just try not to get too high and too low, and it's just because it's a long season. Like you said, one game they could be praising you, next game they can be hating, especially with this FanDuel. People losing money now, so now they really be mad.
Oh, I'm telling you, look.
Now everybody gambling on basketball, so you might get caught a couple names if you don't get them stats.
That's right. Look, if you don't meet the spread,
Yeah, beat that spread there, they be mad now.
Look, as a matter of fact, a lot of people were sweating over the spread with the Notre Dame game yesterday. They almost lost that. But look, that's a conversation for another show because the question is gambling on sports good? Legalized gambling, but
it's legal, so people gonna gamble.
Absolutely. So listen, this is Stay the Ward. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. You're joining us as we continue our Commonwealth Community Series conversation, and as we take a look and delve into our great foundations here in the 757. This Sunday, we're talking with NBA superstar from the Dallas Mavericks and Portsmouth, Virginia native, Dorian Finney Smith, to talk about the Finney Smith Family First Foundation. Dorian, when we talk about your foundation, it is entitled Family First.
Right.
Family First. And I find that very intriguing because a lot of foundations don't have that in there. But you said Family First. Why Family First?
Starting this foundation really was, my mom's idea. We didn't really have no direction. She just wanted to, give back and help. And, we like we said, we started this on my rookie deal. My first year in the NBA, I didn't even make the team. And we still did a camp, just because it was an accomplishment just for me to even get to that point, especially being from Portsmouth. So, the Portsmouth, community supported me like I made it to the NBA already. And I just, I was just on a training camp deal,
right.
When we started this foundation. And like I said, my mama just wanted to give back. We've been giving back our whole lives. Even though we ain't have it all, it was always somebody who had less, and my mama made sure we gave back, even if it was clothes, or she cooking meals for, 15 people because we all got friends, and there's 5 of us. So, like I said, we, that's where the family come from, man. We looked at everybody we was growing up with as family, As you ask anybody now, everybody in Portsmouth, my cousins.
Absolutely. And listen, we all
and
know.
we really know them, We really grew up together because, the city ain't but so big.
That's right. Look, everybody went to school together, went to church together.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody went to school. My mom, they didn't go to school with us, the older generation.
That's right. And then listen, you mentioned your mom cooking for everybody. It's nothing like your mama's cooking.
Right.
Look, I was a product of the Showtime era, and I remember watching stories where Magic Johnson's mom used to cook, for the team, and how Larry Bird and all those guys enjoyed, even though they were rivals, they still enjoyed Magic's mama cooking. So it's something about mama's cooking, bringing everybody together.
But and I got my older brother played, my sisters played, so we had a competitive household. And everybody feel like they, it's time to pass down some knowledge. Everybody they made it to the highest level of, basketball. We got 4 Division I basketball players in the house, so
wow.
We just felt like we can, kind of inspire some of the youth, who wants to play basketball or just want to be in a competitive sport. Because most times it's just mentality. We got the skills. It's just, it's mental. Things. It's not going to go your way, and what you're going to do.
That's right. You mentioned mental, and you talk about ability, but it's really about having the strength in your mind to set your goal, and no matter what, you're going to achieve it. You're in your family, you're like the knee baby, so you're like the second to the youngest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then look, only people from this area understand the knee baby when I say that.
Yeah. I got a lot of people to watch.
Absolutely.
And learn from.
And you know what? I was going to ask you that. That was my question. Like, do you feel like all that experience from your older brothers and sisters helped you reach that highest level?
Yeah, it did. Especially just the little stuff like the SATs, and I watched my brother and them. You figure out like, boy, if I have good grades, I ain't gotta score that on the SAT. You just start because I'm watching my brothers and sisters go through it. My brother had to go to prep school. My other 2 brothers, they were struggling with the SAT. My sisters, they was good, but I just learned from everybody, even with the recruiting process. I got to experience it with everybody before it was my turn.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think my mom, with my brother, we ain't know. He ended up going to ODU. But like I said, we learn. And my brother also helped me because he went through that process, and that's something that I keep with me every day.
Yeah.
Or I can at least talk to.
Absolutely. When you with your foundation, you bring the family aspect into it. You talked about your mother, your sisters, your brother, and you also bring it to a point where it's, like you said, to motivate the youth. And there are some events that you have to bring the community together to motivate the youth with. I'm going to talk about the gala in a minute because that was, that was a huge successful event that, one of our mutual good friends and my mentee, Aaron Carter, had put together for you.
Right.
But I want to talk about your basketball.
Great person.
Absolutely. I want to talk about your basketball camp and your softball tournament. Tell us about that basketball camp. What was the motivation behind that?
The motivation behind the camps was, I was one of the few guys in the NBA that never, grew up seeing pro athletes, NBA people, NBA guys, or even, especially we from a small city. So, again, we ain't getting a bunch of pro athletes coming back and doing camps. So, once I got to the NBA and, or college, that's right, I started asking questions. And, a lot of these guys been trained, got pro mentors and stuff like that. So I was just, I was wild. I used to always be like, I don't know nobody in the NBA. I ain't never met, unless I went to a Kevin Durant camp or LeBron camp. But, I just wanted to do that for, the kids in my city, man. I made it to the NBA, so I just wanted to make sure they know they can get there. They can touch me, talk to me, ask me questions. I've been doing this for so long. I don't watch some of these kids grow up now because, again, we've been doing it for 5-6 years. So you start remembering faces and getting connected.
Nice.
Start getting a bond with the kids because they come into your camps and we starting to see them grow.
Absolutely. And why IC Norcom High School? Why hold it there?
No, I try to do all the cities in my. I did a camp at Wilson, did a camp at Churchland. I just have most of them at IC Norcom High School because obviously that's the school I went to. But that's also swam in the middle of downtown Portsmouth, so I feel like that's where most of the crime and stuff is is closer to Norcom than any of the other schools. Right.
Absolutely. And then, one thing we talk about food, you had this community cookout at the softball tournament, to tell us about, and again, this is a fifth annual basketball camp.
Oh, yeah, but with the softball, that's what we do in Portsmouth, man. We play softball. I always grew up watching softball, so I wanted to bring that feel back that I used to have when I used to play, because I played baseball as well. So after baseball games, we used to go watch, we used to go watch the grown-ups play softball at Douglas Park Field. I just wanted to bring back that community, them fun days that we still used to have with be no problems, everybody get together and, have food and just watch good softball games. So I just tried to do that, and it was a success. Everybody enjoyed it. We ain't had no problems or anything like that, but that was the reason for it. But the camp's gonna keep coming. We ain't gonna never stop with the camp.
That's right.
Each year I'm gonna keep trying to bring somebody down, from my teams or anybody that's doing anything positive from Portsmouth, Virginia. I try to bring them and let them talk, even if it's from acting, you're being a lawyer or anything positive. I let them come back and talk to the kids.
Nice.
Because everybody ain't gonna make it to the NBA.
You know what?
No, it's a fact. Everybody ain't gonna make it to the NBA.
Right. You know what? But it's good. It's good that you're saying that, and the kids.
Yeah. I got to. It's the reality.
Absolutely. Look. Rumor has it you were a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah, I was solid. Yeah.
Hey, look, no doubt. Look, a man of many talents. I want to talk about in the last few moments that we have that Black Tie Gala. It was this last July 29th. I mentioned a phenomenal talent in our area, Aaron Carter,
Yep.
that led that effort for you and the foundation. Tell us about that Black Tie Gala, because your owner Mark Cuban came down to speak, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really just a joy, and you made a big announcement as well.
Yes. Shout out to again Aaron, for putting things together. And, also having the confidence to to ask Cuban, because I really, I wasn't gonna ask him, to be honest. I was like, man, he might got something better to do. But once he heard what I was doing, he was here on the first flight. So, I appreciate that. But we had fun, man. The Black Tie Gala was fun. We raised a lot of money. We had a bunch of successful people and great energy in there. I always tell Cuban, he ain't never been around that many brothers and sisters. And he heard, and I heard, I was like, you feel that Norfolk State energy, because they was in there.
Hey, that's right.
Nah, but like I said, we had a great time. I got to present, trying to partner with the city and, do something great for Portsmouth. I got to announce that. And also Cuban got to look at it, and he also want to help me in the way he can. So it was a great event.
Nice. Look, how is it planned for, we talk about, them loving you one day and hating you the next. If we talk about any owner that's like involved with his team, I mean, he is on the floor, passionate. How is it planned for an owner like Mark Cuban?
It's normal now, but, at first, you kind of like looking at the owner every time you're making a mistake a little bit, because, you just don't know what to expect. That's how it was when I first came in. But, he's cool, man. He ain't over top or the coaches. He's sitting there, but he still, he let coach. He don't say nothing. I like you would think the owner get mad and come into the timeout or something. Nah, he don't. He nowhere near the team. Most times he talking, he fussing at the referees. But it's just cool to see your owner. He coming to talk to you. He's speaking every time he walk in. Stuff like that makes you feel good. Coming from the man up top.
Hey, that's phenomenal. Tell us about your favorite teammate.
My favorite teammate. Ooh, I would say my favorite teammate that I ever played with, or right now.
Right now.
Right now, I would say, well, shoot. The person I used to be with last year just got traded to the Rockets. I would say Reggie Bullock and Luka.
Okay.
Reggie Bullock, Luka. Because they've been on the. I've been with them the longest now. I mean, Luka.
Absolutely. So
I've been here. Yes. I mean, shoot, I gotta like the man who passed me the ball, and Reggie. And Reggie, he play hard. Don't make no excuses. So I rock with that.
Hey, absolutely. Dorian, we thank you, man, so much for what you're doing back in P-Town for the community, but not just P-Town, but also for all of Hampton Roads.
Appreciate you.
I mean, you're definitely one of the darling sons of the area, and based upon the support that you got with the family, what's happening here, your career is not going to stop when you stop playing.
Appreciate that.
But there's great things ahead. Like I always say, keep God first, family. You already got that. Things are just going to go to the roof for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And look, my son, want to tell you, he's playing in the 7-7 basketball tournament, and he's representing Portsmouth. So he got drafted by Portsmouth.
Okay.
So he'll be playing today, man. So he's a point guard.
All right, let's get it.
All right, Ethan, you heard that. Well, listen, everybody. This is NBA superstar, Dallas Maverick, and P-Town Portsmouth native Dorian Finney Smith talking about the Finney Smith Family First Foundation. Listen, as we always do on this show, we bring you movers, shakers, policymakers that are doing great things in the community. And this week, we have somebody that's not only doing great things, but is a great product of this area. So continue to join us. Join us next week as we have another phenomenal foundation from the 757. It's Stay the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. Keep God first. Go out and do great things. God bless.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
All right.